afternoon and welcome back to your SWC coverage. My name is F. I'm joined here by DM Brandon. We're getting ready for our next matchup. It's going to be Torch versus 5 Angry Men.
So 5 a.m. has a lot going for them right now. They're currently 4th seed in this tournament, but remember, guys, they are 5th seed, but they have a huge roster. This week, I'm pretty sure Pern's going to be subbed out for the infamous jungler / solo laner Wolfie.
It's going to be huge. And I always talk about whether it's on Smite Talk or Bands. I do a whole lot of stuff, but I always talk about how integral Pern is to this team. He has a different style of jungling, which works out for the team, etc. And I always say how Pern, when he's not there, the team is definitely different and it's not as apt to win. Wolfie 2032 is probably the only person you want to replace Pernicus with because that man can jungle.
So Afro's going to be banned out as well as Osiris. Now, me and you haven't casted together in a while. I don't like the Afro ban. I hate the Afro ban. Chang'e bodies Afro for free, and I'm tired of people not paying attention to her.
Well, see, the thing is, the Afro ban the Afro ban is just, she's so potent throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
Chang'e, Waxing Moon is one of the best moves in the game, and I will never not
Third
say
best.
that.
Third best. Astral Strike, Mighty Yawn, Waxing Moon. Speaking of Mighty Yawn, bye, Kumba. Although, that was a first pick Kumba opportunity ban. Very strange. Janus going to get banned as well. But why would they ban out Kumba Karna? Maybe they were looking for the Janus pick. There's Athena again!
And this is the second first pick Athena. Was there a stealth patch that I wasn't aware of? I mean, Athena has always been strong, and as we said the last matchup between On Cooldown and Team Cybernetic, she's strong. But is she first pick strong? Well, actually, let's do this exercise. You have Giannis, Osiris, Kumba, and Afro Band. There's a number I would pick Hunbats.
Yeah.
Hunbats would probably be my
Bots
first pick.
in my mind is huge. Habwa still a big pick. You know, I love Chang'e. I mean, there was a lot of Thor, Scylla. Athena doesn't, to me, strike me as, hey, I'm going to first pick this so I can maybe ult sometimes. I mean, she has a really good taunt. Preemptive Strike allows her to get in very quickly. Artemis would have been a great pick. I love the Artemis pick.
Now, Artemis is a character we see. So meta changes happen generally for 2 reasons. And when I say meta, I'm actually using it in the incorrect sense, just god choices. They change for 2 reasons. Buffs, which are obvious. You make a god stronger, people will play it. And then there's the ebb and flow of popular gods. And Artemis has not been buffed, but the ebb and flow has brought her to the forefront. We no longer see those insta-lock Apollo Neath.
Well, what I think about that is that when we got the change back to Executioner and the change back to Dev's Gloves, it makes her stronger because Artemis with Dev Gloves is one of the strongest characters in the game, given the fact that she has inherent crit damage, not to mention she has the attack speed buff on her too.
Very true.
Apollo doesn't have those things. He has an attack speed buff, but it's not as usable as, you know, a Vengeful Assault. But across the way, we're going to see the Freya pick. I love the Freya pick, and we're going to see Chalk. Now, I'm going to assume here that this is Chalk support, and I like that.
You're going to assume it's a Chalk support with an Athena in the game.
Oh, right. So they're going to do Athena support, Chalk solo, Chalk jungle, maybe Athena jungle? I just see Chalk now, and I think support.
I'm telling you right now, I want Chalk mid. With the addition of Oncule into the game, Warrior and Assassin mids have been completely strong. When that came out, everybody started talking about solo lane. Captain Twig was doing Chalk mid for a long time. Chalk has all the things you need to be a solid mid laner. Mid camp secure, steady poke and wave clear, and the ability not to get ganked. Those are all the reasons you pick Agni and Scylla. Now you pick a Warrior that has an item that builds directly against the character you're going to be playing in the middle lane. Please, Mace to the face, play this Chalk mid. It will be very good for your team.
But you got to note that Mace is notoriously not a very aggressive player. He likes to be as far back as possible, keeping himself safe.
Very true.
Which means it might not fit his playstyle, though I agree on your point that he can be a very strong solo laner, mid laner, wherever. Really, you could put him wherever you want. Same thing, I think, for Fenrir. Fenrir in the mid is so scary, and nobody knows yet.
Yes.
Just buy a red pot, and you just kill people.
And you know what I've been playing in the mid that just makes people angry? Naja.
Going back to 2012?
You build Oncule and Red Pot, and you kill the enemy level 2. That's it. Naja, assassins mid are in general are a lot of fun. We're actually going to see the assassin ban out. Loki is getting banned on the side of Five Angry Men. And Bakasura is going to be picked by Torch Gaming. That's an interesting pick. Bakasura is a very player-based pick, I feel like, Brandon. When you feel confident on that character, you pick it.
So this is a good pick because assuming he's going up against Chalk, Chalk actually has a weak matchup against Bakasura. He can deal with his tankiness by using the true damage.
True.
He could jump directly over his ultimate for free and deal damage. Not to mention he can regurgitate to ensure that he can't jump out of the small amount of damage, and he has cone attacks. So a quick build of Fatalis levels into Butcher's Blades. It's going to be very hard for Chalk to deal with.
All right, so Chalk is going to go. It looks like, all right, Fenrir is going to go into the jungle most likely. It's actually really interesting. If you look at this lineup, everybody but Mason and Rushed are going to be playing their guns.
Oh,
no trades required.
Okay. So here we go. Mid's going to be Alquang.
Yes.
Right? Freya's going to be ADC.
Yes.
Fenrir in the jungle, Chalk solo, Athena support.
Mm-hmm.
That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, that is the team we're going to see. Undoubtedly, it just makes the most sense. And I'm very scared for Torch Gaming. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Pain Devion making the recent switch to support previously playing Hunter. Athena has proven to be his best played support. Madman Mark is playing Freya. I don't know if he's well versed at that, but Pain Devion basically invented the Freya. Yeah.
Wolfie is playing not Pernicus.
Yes.
So this Fenrir pick is massive. Because I think Wolfie is the best Fenrir world right now. I mean, I don't think that's even contestable.
I do think it's contestable with Zindern. I think Wolfie and Zindern are very... They're the NA and EU versions of each other. There's one guy in each region that really unlocks Fenrir's potential. And that's what I was going to get into. Rushed is amazing in the solo lane with Warriors. You gave him Chalk. Wolfie is the best Fenrir in North America. Mace to the face, Ao Kwang. That character fits his playstyle, as we were talking.
Perfectly.
Pain's best support is Athena. And Madman Mark, while he doesn't play a lot of Freya Hunter, Pain invented it.
Last 2 weeks, he's been doing it a lot. We saw a lot of Freya. We saw Kronos. We're seeing a lot of non-Apollo, which is strange because Madman Mark is known for just, I'm going to pick Apollo and hope for the best.
Very, very true. And I'm not always the biggest fan of Freya Hunter.
I hate it.
It's not... You don't get consistent damage. At least with Kronos, you have fill-ins for when your steroids are down.
Right.
With Freya, when your steroids are down, you're actually just a sitting duck. But Pain's the one player that really made it work.
Every time I see Pain in real life, I'm going to tell him no Freya ADC today, right? And he's like, no, I'm going to do it, DM. It's really good. Like every time.
I think you said it to him at PAX.
Yeah, no,
where
PAX,
there were no games.
The launch tournament at the other PAX. I flew to Canada once and knocked on his door.
Just, hey, I'm delivering poutine.
And then he just comes. He goes, "Oh, you tricked me again, DM." We're gonna cut to a quick break, guys, as we get into the round of 8. We're gonna be checking in with 5 Angry Men as they're gonna try to get to semis here to face off against Cognitive. But first, they got to go through Torch, who's still trying to break into that top 6 spot. This is gonna be their chance, guys. For F. I'm DM Brandon. Make sure to stick around. It's gonna be good.
Good afternoon and welcome back. The SWC returns with our third match of the day. 5 Angry Men versus Torch right now. My name is F. I'm joined by DM Brandon. And Brandon, how you doing today?
Pretty normal. Normal day.
Unlike Geb.
Who's about to be in some trouble, yeah. Oh, where was the pressure? Pain opting not to use anything. I mean, that could have even been a shield wall for some damage, or really a taunt there, plus the pulse slows, which would have been active for 5 seconds. And the rotations coming out that the team had, that could have been big. But it looks like they're not going to be able to do much. Madman Mark's going to spot out that he's dropping this ward there. Use some mana to push back. Polium's going to take some damage, but not enough as Artemis rotates over to ensure that gets stopped. Right side, Wolfie, I think, is going for the invade.
Wolfie's looking for something over here.
Maybe
he's
not.
hiding. He's
Maybe
hiding,
not.
so...
He's looking for the invade.
He's thinking. He's thinking about something. He's judging his opponents. And this is always important. You see teams... Sometimes teams go into matchups with a plan, but a lot of times you have to judge on where your opponent's standing, their spacing, and their general thought process. So Wolfie sees what's going on, and he's just going to go ahead and... Look like he's going to opt for his blue. He's more protecting his blue than looking for the invade at this point, I think.
So, We're going to start off. Looks like everyone's in normal positions here. Nothing else. Actually, no. Wolfie has opted to go to the mid camps, which means we're going to see him rush over to blue, use the Hand of the Gods, and then continue pressure. Now, this is a strange start to me. Consider the fact that both Rush and Wolfie have Hand of the Gods. So it's kind of curious to me to see them do this and not get the maximum amount of experience going forth.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of quote-unquote wasting that red buff. Doesn't want to activate it without using it, and that's what would happen. Right now in the left-hand lane, though, if we take a look, there's early aggression going on to Geb. Good taunt's going to come out, but Madman Mark has already used his steroids, and Geb might live.
Oh, he's just barely gonna get out of there. You saw Pain de Vion stop attacking and try to get in front of him.
Yeah.
If he had continued attacking, probably still wouldn't have gotten it. If he had gotten ahead and gotten one good body block, even for a second, that would have been it. But Mace to the face gonna go down from the early rotation from Thor, and Torch is gonna start the game off with first blood.
And that was, I saw Thor coming into the situation, and I figured that there would be communication on the side of 5 Angry Men, but not so much. Right now, Thor's going to time there's communication. Pandivion spots him out. Not able to get the gank is Thor this time. And Wolfie's going to cover mid.
Awesome to the Max is taking some serious poke from Rushed here. You see him actually throwing down the Thunderstrike. A Hand of the Gods is going to be used, and Awesome just trying to get an eat off to get some of his health back. Rush taking some damage there, but not nearly enough to deter him. Just using that Death Soul to heal himself back up.
We talked before about how this matchup is favorable for Bakasura. That's God versus God. Not taking anything away from Awesome to the Max, but Rushed is definitely a more practiced and tried solo laner. He has a lot of hours and years under his belt, previously playing for Denial Esports. Awesome to the Max has been good on Torch, but just on Torch, not as long as Rushed. So while the character might have a good matchup, it's always important in these games to know that the player goes a long way as well.
So Mace didn't quite get the same rotation that Scylla did there, so it forced off kind of a retreat from 5AM's possible first kill for their team. Nothing going to be gained over in the left side, and that's going to give Mace a little bit more push, but he's going to ward up here to ensure he doesn't get ganked. He's definitely worried about the Thor, but Thor at this point is still level 4 and doesn't really have the same pressure. Awesome to the Max goes down. We're seeing this a lot. I mean, Rushed has just been controlling this lane, and even ult to ult right there, where Bakasura should win. Like we were talking about, player versus characters, skill is always going to matter more than the matchup, and Rushed really showing that right now.
Yeah, 100%. That was a very close fight, but Rushed actually avoided one or two of the hits from the cone of Bakasura's ultimate attack. And right now in the left-hand lane, that's a reason to say uh-oh for Team Torch. Good shield on Geb, but the Banish is going to miss, and that's going to cause a disengage. Madman Mark really, that's the entire problem with Freya. So we've talked a lot about the negatives as mid-camps respawn. Wolfie's going to go ahead and take the right-hand ones. But the boon of Freya in the Hunter role DM is the fact that she can sit there and get farmed. Great knockback from Gavin. That's going to secure cancer.
But no, this is not a good situation. Cataclysm's going to hit 3. Wall's going to hit 1 and force Madman into... Oh,
beautiful ult from Mace to the face. Going to hit 2 people, take one's life right away, and leave the rest for Madman Mark to lap up on the plate. Great kill right there, but a good hit from Scylla. Banished away.
It's not enough. She's going to Sentinel in. Does she have the crush? Madman just trying to juke. He doesn't get it. Gusta will go down to the 1-for-1 trade as the board finally comes in, but Mace answers back quickly with some damage. That's going to be a huge win for 5AM as they take 4 kills overall in the last minute and a half, ensuring that they're going to maintain their lead. They actually just gain the lead back. Now, we saw actually 3 of the 4 mid-Harpies went to Torch there. Yep. It looked like Wolfie got the right side, but the Mjolnir's a 2-minute forward hit actually stole the first one before the Hand of the Gods came off. It was a good rotation coming out from Mace to the face that really earned them that win.
Yeah, that was all Mace to the face. And that was an interesting situation. Geb got himself caught out, and it looked like a great situation for 5AM, and it turned around quickly as Torch provided backup, but this is, again, the skills of 5 Angry Men. All of these players, with the exception of Madman Mark, have heavy competitive experience. And to be fair, Madman Mark is no slouch himself as Rush gets picked off in the solo lane by the jungler.
So now, speaking of the jungler, it looks like Wolfie's going to rotate down to this red buff and drop it. Now, F-Dot, I haven't been paying attention to that buff enough. Was that the first time he dropped that?
That was the first time he dropped that.
So it was wasted in the beginning. That's just missed experience.
Yes, it was. So initially, my thought process was that you stand in the solo lane for a while anyway. You're kind of wasting that red buff. I've seen that happen. So you exchange you give up the experience for the extra buff usage. Unfortunately, if you're just going to drop it for the mid lane, that doesn't really add up. So yeah, that's just mixed experience. Maybe a miscommunication on what they wanted to do with it, but that's definitely going to be an interesting situation for them to start off with.
So curious here, Awesome to the Max has opted away from the early Fatalis and gone into boots against another melee, meaning he can get peeled pretty easily. He's going to rely on his ultimate for damage, but right here, there's not much to rely on at all. Even if he goes for the eat here, he's going to be in a lot of trouble as he immediately gets picked off. You're going to see a jump come out in just a second here. He has to bait for at least a little while longer, but he's taking a lot of damage. I don't know what he's going to try to do here. He jumps to break the Brutalize. Unchained's going to miss, but still the damage has been done.
Yeah, he's definitely forced out of lane, and with rushed low, wait, he's Chalk, he can heal it up, who cares? This is going to be a big deal in the solo lane. Good rotation coming out from Torch, but 5 Angry Men are experienced players. They smell it out with that wolf nose, and they're going to fall back. Good stun, though. This could be a problem.
Oh, stops the Berserker Barrage, though, with the Storm Call, getting that silence off. I think he's still going to go down. He actually dodges the I'm a Monster, trying to find a way out of this. He's just looking for an opportunity. I think he's going to go down. He gets some damage off, but there was nowhere for him to escape. Thor covered the option, and Scylla and Geb were just chasing him down. Good pickoff right there for the guys on Torch.
Great rotation coming out from Torch. We've talked about how experienced 5 Angry Men are. Torch right there looked like they had a couple of years out of their belt. They just knew exactly where they were headed, knew exactly what they wanted to do, and went ahead and picked it up. So great rotation there from Torch, and everybody returns to their lane, and it's a rotation that they got a lot out of and lost nothing for. It's the best kind of rotation.
So now Polium, level 7 right now, still has a little bit of work to do, but it should be noted that he is ahead of Pains of Beyond right now in level. Keep in mind, rather, that Polium is still sitting on Boots 1, should be very close at this point to finishing up those minus boots, but Pain of Beyond already has them online, so we're going to start seeing his gold tick up faster and faster, but Polium has that assist. Even though Pain has 3, it seems he's actually gotten ahead in gold.
Yeah, he has. Right now, Wolfie's going to try and make his lane get higher in gold. Ultimate comes out, dragging the Artemis out of the lane. He's going to get hit. Madman Mark destroys him, while Polium going to Geb away. That skin is hilarious.
Something I like to talk about is critical mass. This is the level at which your character is the strongest by abilities.
Spike.
Right, it's your power spike. And for Fenrir, that's level 9. That's level 5 Brutalize when everyone else is about the same level as you, and you can swing on them for 40 to 60% of their health with just one move. And that's what we saw right there. Now, Thor's going to try to rotate in here. I think the blink might have been bad. They're going to get the Gold Fury for free as Thor puts himself in a bad spot. Keep in mind, he's dotted. I don't know if it's going to be enough. It looks like he will just barely be able to escape, and not with very much health. Definitely under 100 right now.
Yeah, that was a poor decision for Thor right there. Doesn't have Hog 3, just has Hog 2. Not really able to do much of anything, and he's very lucky he did not die. But he didn't, so I guess, no harm, no foul, but questionable decision-making coming out from Thor. But he's sitting top on his farm as we're looking 8.5 minutes into the game. He's got 4,900 gold, while his team is sporting 22,000 as opposed to 5 Angry Men's 24,000. So a slight lead for 5 AM folks, but Torch is nowhere near out of this game.
It's funny, you look at the board, and 5 AM is not only up 1 kill, but they're actually only up 1,300 gold, which means the Gold Fury just barely put them in the lead there.
Yeah.
Even though they're ahead in terms of overall kills, they're actually behind in non-effective gold right now, but still, Awesome to the Max is trying to change that, dealing a lot of damage to Rush, and again, we look back to, why doesn't he have Fatalis yet?
Yeah, and the Fatalis is core on Bakasura right now. The board's going to come out. Great ultimate again from Mace to the face. Madman Mark hits one shot of Valkyrie's Discretion. That's going to take down Meat Club. And once again, Geb, LMS, last man standing.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a lot of trouble here. Polium's not really been able to peel the way that we would expect a Geb to be able to peel. And with Mace's absolutely brilliant rotation, or rather another brilliant rotation coming out from Mace, they're going to earn another kill. So 6-4 right now. They increased their lead up to 1,600 gold, but they got to keep the pressure on because Torch's farm has been excellent.
Yeah, and actually, Torch is going to go ahead and pick up these mid camps on the right-hand side. Left are going to go to five Angry Men, it looks like, but they're going to have to fight for it. Pandivion's about half HP. Thor's going to come in, take the Berserker Barrage. They can take down Pain, but unfortunately, Scylla did not follow suit. That could have definitely been an interesting conversation, and now Five Angry Men wants to turn it around. Here comes Wolfie jumping on in. Gets to brutalize, but gets stunned out by the Geb. That's the pill they're looking for. Wolfie's in a precarious situation. Dotted and jumped out.
Oh, Thor jumps into the back line and does find Wolfie before it goes down. That'll be a 1-for-1 trade. And smartly, Elchapu's just trying to get out of there. Mace does not quite get over that wall in time. And we will see an escape as smartly, Me Club goes back to lane to try to continue pushing, but he is still 3 levels behind right now. Madman Mark on Freya, very close to critical mass, which is going to be the level 14 for Freya, where she really becomes absolutely insane with abilities. But remember, Freya's a hyper carry. As the game goes on, she becomes infinitely stronger.
Yeah, that's the boon of putting Frey in that Hunter role. We started to talk about it, but we're disengaged from a fantastic rotation coming out from Torch. You know, Madman Mark, or rather the Hunter role, is generally a wait till later type of character. Right. And Freya is the definition of a wait till later type of character. So while we lamented at the fact that she's only a Hunter for a couple of seconds, and you really notice that in the beginning of the game. In the later parts of the game, Brandon, all you need is a couple of seconds with Freya, and she can decimate you.
There are very few characters in this game that can go toe-to-toe with Artemis. And Freya definitely has the base damage to be able to sustain through what she can do and deal it back. Not to mention, Pulse is a slow, which ensures that she has better juking opportunities, on top of the fact that she has Hasten Fatalis, which means she doesn't slow down when she attacks, on top of the fact that Pulse's range is much, much, much wider than something like a basic auto attack coming out from Artemis, which means she has faster movement, the enemy has slower movement because of the slow, and she has wider auto attacks, making it very hard to fight.
Very true. And of course, if you activate Pulse without Irradiate, it is AoE. It does slow. So many things going on there. And right now, Rush is in a little bit of trouble. I don't think he knows Thor's in the air. He's going to ult, get the silence out before Thor can do anything. And Torch is not going to be able to dive. Rushed on his tower right here. That was a great response from Rushed. I think he did know it, despite the fact not having any wards. Or maybe it was just a serendipitous ultimate. But either way, Pain Devion's going to take the life of Artemis in the left-hand lane. And one more time, Polium is still alive. At what point, DM, does this become a problem? Your support's job is to die for you, or not. That's not his job. He's supposed to peel for you at anything, die for you. Polium has been alive this entire time, while his Me Club is just getting pushed far and far behind. 3 deaths already on the Hunter.
That's right. I mean, Me Club is not having a strong game here, and that's likely due to the skill level difference between Pain Devion and Polium, and that's what we're seeing, despite the fact that Polium's ahead right now overall in terms of experience. You see him level 10. Pain Devion has a higher gold count. Pain Devion has way more assists. It's just more control as he jives in. Preemptive Strike's going to force out the beads as they turn their sights to Scylla. Madman Mark going to go up into the air. 2 shots. 3's going to clean up Gusta. He'll go down as now Thor once again is going to be forced to retreat.
This is another great ult from Mace to the face. Good Geb shield. That might save his life right there. But if they keep going, Madman Mark getting the kill. Wolfie getting the kill onto Geb. And right now, anybody's kill. Mace to the face gets the last hit onto
So check this out. They not only have complete lane pressure in the mid lane, but they have a free, and I mean this is the freest Gold Fury you have ever done seen, F-Dot.
This is the 4th of July special on Gold Furies right now for 5 Angry Men. This is their second Gold Fury.
How long have you been waiting on that one?
It's been a while. It's about 14 minutes into the game, folks. 12-5 is the kills, but already 2 Gold Furies down for 5 Angry Men, and that's going to make the gold story very, very interesting. 36,000 gold to Torch's 32,000, and the experience also in the way of 5 AM. So at the moment, DM, 5 AM is looking pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely are. 4,600 ahead at 14 minutes, especially against another team who is extremely talented, is going to be rough. Check this out. Athena ult about to come down. Ragnarok destroyed. And Awesome to the Max is going to be forced into another respawn as they take a free 500 gold as well. Now, Wolfie will get picked off here by the rotation from Elchapu, but really the damage there has been done. That trade, it's pretty close to even, but they also lost the tower. So that's a big win right there for 5 AM.
Yeah, it's a great win for 5 a.m., but Thor's doing his job, essentially. It's more easily noticeable as Mace in the Face ults the speed buff and picks up Chuapo again. Good taunt coming out from Athena. Only one shield wall hit, and no follow-up for the rest of the team, but Mace in the Face plays a different style of Ao Kuang. You and I share a distaste for Ao Kuang. I like watching Mace in the Face as Ao Kuang.
Oh, no, I like Ao Kuang now.
Oh, right, you played about 400 games.
I had to. The worst experience of my life. Never playing him again.
It was actually really funny. I didn't know you were doing that. And I looked up. I wanted to see your builds for Chang'e in the solo lane, and all of your recent matches were Ao Kuang. And I questioned if your account was compromised. I almost reported it to hi-rez help.
But man, I think Ao Kuang has a lot of potential here, and Mace is definitely showing it. You know, back in 2012, early 2013, we talked a lot about how Ao Kuang was a weak character, even towards the later stages. But as we come on, we're going to see actually Mace here have another opportunity to show us in just a few seconds. That ultimate is so easy to hit now, and that's one of the reasons he's so big. Now check it out. Polium's already been picked off. Me Club one shot away. Is Madman going to get greedy for it? He's diving towers. Doesn't
Not a hunter.
quite get it. Not a good look.
Yeah, and that is the problem about Freya. We were talking about Thor's in the air looking to make something tasty for his team. Really, this team needs to play defense. They need to get out, and that's what they're going to do. But that right there is the microcosm of our problem with Freya. Hunter took him down to one hit, but unlike a Hunter, you can't do anything when your abilities are down. You're not even ranged at that point, Brandon, so... Madman Mark just kind of dove and got himself killed. And right now, Rushed is in mid, but there's not much anybody can do. He's chalk.
That's true. I mean, if they try to push forward, he can silence and still escape. They're not going to gain that tier 1. So it looks like Thor's going to rotate over towards the left side to try to defend possibly a tier 2 as the tier 1 has gone down already. Now, Mace, or rather Pain, not in a great position here, but he picks up the blue buff, just trying to buy time for himself to get that preemptive strike online. He's looking for the taunt. It's going to need more mana, but I think he's going to go down here from the 5-man rotation on the support.
And I'm okay with that play, and that's exactly what I want to see more of from Polium. Both members of 5 a.m. were up there, but right now we're still seeing them get aggressive. Torch is maintaining their 5-man march down the middle. Rush is going to get a solid silence, but a good beats from Thor lets him blink out of there. But here comes the ultimate, the first one he's missed all game.
That wasn't a miss, that was a dodge. That was a dodge.
Thor got hit by just a couple too many right there.
Thor's going in. They're trying to turn this around. Wolfie is one hit right now. They do find it. Polium's going to be close as well. Thor finds the double stun. Mace forces out, and Athena will try to save him, but the Diamond Monster triple kill coming out from Gusta.
Now that is why the ability is named I'm a Monster. Every now and then we see somebody use it, and they miss, or they... That man just got a triple kill with one ability, ladies and gentlemen. Celebrate! Gusta has brought the gusto today.
I think Pain is actually lucky that his ult did not go off there, because he would have landed into an I'm a Monster. Quarter second more, he would have landed into what could have been 600 to 800 damage, on top of the fact that there was enough people to CC him. They could have really gone for the deicide there. And now poor Pain Devion by himself is forced to watch as the enemy team just starts taking map control.
Yeah, and that is a huge win for Torch. Previously, the lead was gigantic. Now it's whittled down to just under 4,000 gold. Still lagging behind, but if Torch takes that play and goes with the motivation and momentum that they have with that kill, ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a power swing. So right now, we're not going to see this tower pushed. It's something that the solo lane tower should have been pushed. They have a Geb and a level 17 Bakasura. Curious play right there, but they're going to play it safe, which I respect.
So, taking a look at Baka's build here, he's opposite into Magi's Blessing, chin-sized boots, so no Fatalis, and not really a lot of damage. It's curious to me to see him go into the Magi's. It looks like he's going to build that to ensure he has the 1.5 second. Now we're getting a rush in. El Chapu just trying to get out of there. Preemptive beats, but Wolfie was smart not to go for the grab. He pulls the Geb away. They're trying to find something as Awesome's trying to get a lot of damage off. That was a really big turnaround.
Going on. Thor wants to go in, but he gets himself killed. Curious decision to head back in there. Here comes the ult from Mace in the face.
Oh my god, that was a miss.
That was a miss. Pain does get a kill onto the middle lane, though. That's exciting. Support getting a kill onto the mid. That doesn't happen too often. And now we see 3 members of Torch backing, 2 members of Torch dead. And while 5 Angry Men isn't confident enough to go for the Fire Giant, they're just going to strip the jungle.
It's a smart play. Go to the lanes, clear the wave, go to the jungle, take the buffs, take everything that you can right now. You see Awesome to the max, forced away here. Could be in some trouble. All 4 hits are going to slam, but it's not going to be enough to take him down. But it has deterred him away as El Chapu's going to rotate back down. But it's not like they've used a lot here. They can still turn on him if he gets too handsy.
Yeah, and the second uncommon sash is probably why that ultimate didn't kill. If he had a little bit more magical power, we might have seen a kill onto Awesome to the max, but the demonic grip is basic attack oriented.
Right.
And if this uncommon sash goes into a Hellkine's ring, it's even more basic attack oriented. So you're not going to get the maximum stuff from your ultimate had you just built full magical power. And El Chapu playing interference while his team tries to sneak a Gold Fury, they're going to go ahead and back off. I think El Chapu just alerted 5 Angry Men rather than play defense.
Going up here, it looks like they're going for the initiate. Already, Mad Mark is down as they turn their sights to Rush. He's going to be bored. No trap follow-up, and Sikkim will miss. They're going to turn their sights to the right side. Mace only going to hit one, and it's going to be the tank. I'm a monster ready to go. He doesn't really find the target he's looking for as Wolfie finds himself a double.
Wolfie is on a tear right now. That might have been the triple, but Pain gets credited for the last one. Rush gets the last hit on an Awesome and then the max.
Okay.
That's a deicide. Before you said they had a free Gold Fury, Brandon. They're not going to take this. They're going to take the long way across the map, and this is the special Fire Giant.
That, for all intents and purposes, could have and should have been a pentakill.
I 3,000% agree, and that wasn't a luck pentakill. That was just insane. You know what? Why don't we take a second look at it?
Yeah, let's take a look. This Fire Giant's free. We're going to switch over. Watch the Wolfman go absolutely crazy here, F. He was completely undeterred the entire time. He just wasn't focused.
Yeah, he got to kill one way, and then he goes and grabs the Scylla, as we just saw with the ultimate. Rushed and Pain kind of scummed it out and took some last hits, as you'll see. But fantastic play from Wolfie, and that's why we were talking about him when he got that pick.
People were worried that he wouldn't be able to fill Pernicus's shoes, but I think right there showed that he is definitely not too worried. Though, check this out. They're going for the Gold Fury. Oh, they've reset it twice now. Oh, that's heartbreaking. There's no chance for them to get it with Madman's rotation in level 19 right now. The Hunter Freya is the highest level in the game and definitely one of the most scary characters on the map.
Wolfie right now able to just take this. Here comes Geb. Misses the hog. Misses the hog completely. It does get reset. There is no hog in the jungle. Wolfie doesn't have hog 3 yet. So that Pulliam just missed the hog. He just missed it.
I don't know if it was even time yet. What we should have saw, he should have blinked in and hit it with Shockwave. That would have done 3 things. 1, it would have brought it down lower to ensure the Hand of the Gods would have been useful. 2, it would have ensured that the Gold Fury would then have been attached to him before the reset to ensure that it would have just gone to him instead of getting back to full health. And finally, it would have ensured that Freya was CC'd so she couldn't have followed up. But he panicked, jumped in, tried to go for the hog, missed it, and his team paid for it.
Yeah, I mean, those are the small things as we see Thor go in the air. We'll hold this thought for just a second. Thor's going to land on somebody, but Madman Mark gets the kill on Geb before anything. Double stun coming out from the Thor. Berserker Barrage. As soon as he saw how little damage he did, he just backed off.
He misses the back end, though, which is where the real damage is on Mjolnir's attunement, and there's going to be forced to back off there. It looks like Athena's going to rotate back to the lane here in just a second. Her ult is up. They're just waiting for the initiation opportunity, but actually, I don't know if they really have it. She goes towards the right side.
Yeah, they went solo. That's a sure kill.
Yeah.
And I really like that play. You ult over to the left-hand side for the fight, and it's sort of even. Meanwhile, Chalk is already killing Bakasura. Might as well ult over there, secure it, and I would have liked to go for the tower, but stripping the jungle, just as good.
Well, they didn't have the creeps there. With the amount of damage they had, it could have been a little rough, and given the fact that they just gave Chalk a speed buff and Athena extra cooldown reduction, I don't think it's a bad play.
Not a bad play at all, and also, not a lot of people know this. I think it was highlighted on the Reddit recently, but you actually do less towers to less damage to towers if there's no minions in the circle.
This should be common knowledge by now. I'm very frustrated.
There's a lot of things that should be common knowledge, and that's what separate. Not saying that Torch doesn't know these things, but you know, the play that we saw on Gold Fury that you spelled out for us. These are the little things that separate players like Five Angry Men from less experienced players. Right here, Torch is doing a fantastic job, but about 25 minutes into the game, DM they're sitting just under 9,000 gold deficit, 14k in experience department, and they're just getting pushed off this middle lane.
More damage coming through. Rushed, undeterred, diving into the towers. Pain of Yon. 3-man gonna get hit by Mace in the face with a beautiful double kill.
Here comes Wolfie dragging out the pocket sword to places he does not want to be. Therefore, going the Phoenix completely, looking for the kill. This might be the wrong decision, DM. They're going to get the kill, though. Mace in the face secures the deicide. This is going to be, at the very least, a single Phoenix. But they're looking to go for the Titan.
I think that's it. You see the tornado coming down. They're going to reset it there. But already Defender of Olympus used for some kind of tankiness. Wolfie going to jump out, brutalize right back in. No problem whatsoever. Hand of the Gods raining down, and 29-16 before 26 minutes. We are going to see 5 Angry Men move on to semifinals.
Fantastic play coming out, and you know, 5 AM were the favorite going into this matchup. I think, Brandon, a lot more experience under these players' belt, but Torch did a great job. I want to make sure that's really brought out there. You know, there were a couple of misplays, and that you can just chalk up. I'll just say the lineup: Wolfie, Pain de Beyond, Mace in the Face, Rushed, Madman, Mark. So that's going to happen, right? But great plays coming out all around from Torch. So I actually am surprised and happy because we just watched a great game.
So this is where things are going to start to hurt for 5 AM, right? They go into semifinals, and now they're going to face off against second-seeded today. They're first-seeded Cognitive Gaming. Now, normally, in that last matchup, they would have been fighting directly against Cognitive Red for contention of the spot. In this case, they're going to have to go up against Cog, where Cognitive Red, formerly the Game Changers, are going to be going up against Snipe. Now, not to take away from Snipe, but Cognitive has won a few weeks in a row now. They're a super strong team. Cognitive Red definitely has the advantage in the semifinals right now, which means if they take this, it's going to be very, very difficult in Week 10 for 5 Angry Men to go through. So really, if Cog wins here on both sides, 5 Angry Men are going to hurt.
Yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle, but, you know, I think this team works better with Wolfie in the jungle. And I'm hesitant when I said that, but as I said before, Pernicus plays a very good jungle, but it's a different style. Yeah. Wolfie plays a much more traditional jungle.
Pern's the shot caller.
Exactly. And Payne did that on Denial, so it works out. And, you know, I think Wolfie's style works better for the 5 Angry Men. I really do. I think Pernicus, and I talk a lot about how I like what Pernicus brings to the table, but for this specific team, I think Wolfie works out better for it, and I'm excited to see the future if Wolfie continues subbing.
So we're going to be checking in with the bottom side of the semifinals on your bracket. That's going to be second seeded today. Snipe going against the former Game Changers, Cognitive Red. We're going to cut to a quick break, get everything set up, and we'll be right back with semifinals. Stick around.